Live on Lagos Television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola, and we are back here again.
Good morning, everyone. Why would we be back here? Good morning, everyone.
Even when you don't feel like
My
coming
name
to
is
work,
Omotayo. Of
you
course.
have to drag yourself. The show must always go on.
Yeah.
And, while we were closing the show yesterday, Abimbola was smiling, telling our audience that the team will be here tomorrow.
See you soon.
I'm sure she's watching right now.
I saw there was a bit of traffic.
Yes.
On the roads this morning, and I was wondering, but I saw a lot of commercial buses, the ones that operate outside of Lagos, they were fully packed. They had a lot of people with loads going out of Lagos. Is this how it is for Easter? Anyway, it's a long holiday, and the federal government has declared Friday, Monday as holiday. We'll still be
it's
here.
a very long holiday for those that will be at home during this holiday. For us, we have to be here, of course, to inform, educate, and entertain you. That's why we are called essential workers, and we have to do what we have to do. The show must go on, no matter what is happening. Okay, let's kick off the show by taking our news points. Of course, this particular news piece will not be interesting to the likes of Aregbesola, David Mark, Bolaji Abdullahi, Atiku Abubakar, Rauf Aregbesola, and a host of others. INEC de-recognizes Mark Aregbesola party's revolt. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, the People's Democratic Party, and former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi have protested the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission to de-recognize the ADC National Chairman, David Mark, and the National Secretary, Rauf Aregbesola, and others. INEC, through its National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohamed Haruna, announced the decision in a statement on Wednesday. It hinged its decision on a court order which directed the Commission to maintain the status quo pending the determination of a suit challenging the legality of David Mark's leadership of the opposition party. Reacting, the ADC spokesman, Bolaji Abdullahi, and his People's Democratic Party counterparts insisted that the development was a calculated attempt to undermine democratic structures, alleging the involvement of the APC government and urging supporters to mobilize in defense of democratic principles. Also, the national coordinator of the Obedient Movement, Obi's support group, Yunusa Tanko, warned that INEC's decision is a recipe for crisis, adding that there might be a catastrophic consequence if the Commission chooses to be partisan. On Wednesday, the Electoral Commission removed the names of Mark and Aregbesola from its portal, delisting them as the National Chairman and National Secretary of the ADC, respectively. The Commission also stated that it would not recognize Nafiu Balagombe, who approached the court seeking to be declared the National Chairman of the party. Haruna explained that the Commission had been inundated with conflicting legal demands from opposing camps, each laying claims to the party's leadership and seeking official recognition. INEC disclosed that it received a letter from Sulaiman Usman, SAN and Co., cautioning the Commission against recognizing Gombe as acting national chairman of the ADC due to a pending court case, specifically referring to ongoing litigation, and a counter letter from Summit Law Chambers demanding enforcement of the appellate court judgment, which they argue affirms Gombe's position. The electoral body explained that the letter from Sulaiman Usman, SAN and Co. advised the Commission not to recognize Nafiu Bala as acting national chairman of the ADC on account of the pending suit number FHC ABJ CS/1819-2025, while the letter from the lawsuit chambers, on the other hand, attacked the certified true copy of the judgment of the Court of Appeal in suit number CA ABJ 145-2026, Senator David Mark versus Honorable Nafiu Bala, and requested the Commission to enforce the judgment of the Court of Appeal. So that's it. INEC de-recognizes Mark Aregbesola party's revolt. And the 2027 general election is very much around the corner. We had seen political parties trying to put their house in order ahead of the 2027 elections. Remember what Abimbola raised on Monday when we discussed the defection of Rabi Kwankwanso into the ADC. So if things are not sorted before the general elections, I doubt if we are going to have the name of the ADC or the logo of the ADC on the ballot for the 2027 general elections. And they're already insinuating that the ruling party, which is the APC, is the one behind the crisis.
How can the ruling party, how can APC be behind it? INEC is simply obeying the courts. They can't say because they are the electoral body, they too will behave anyhow. There is a court, judgment that says that they do not recognize David Mark and Aregbe Shola as a national chairman and national secretary. This matter has been to court. So what should INEC do? So INEC should just ignore the law and behave anyhow? No. Lutio so far.
So when there is crisis in PDP, it is APC. When there is
Of
crisis
course
in
now,
NNPP,
because it's the ruling
it is
party.
APC.
It's the ruling party.
When there is crisis in
Ajibola.
Labour, it is APC.
It's the ruling party.
But is it so difficult for these parties to put their house in order?
Exactly, and that is what INEC is trying to tell them to do. That you people, in order not to cause confusion, go back home and tidy your home, tidy it up, and then come back. Of course, they know that they don't have time.
And these are the people that are coming together to say they are coming to rescue Nigeria, to
They can't even take care of
arrange their party.
Yes.
So how do you intend to arrange Nigeria?
When did they even form the party that they are having? That they are now having factions.
They want to serve as the major platform of opposition to challenge the ruling party in 2027 elections. And they have promised to give us lights, to give us good roads, and a host of other amenities to make life better for Nigerians. But for me, when you look at the quality of this, when you look at this group or the quality of men and women, these are people that have had opportunities to serve Nigeria at one point or the other.
Atiku
served as vice president, David Mark as Senate president, Aregbe Shola as minister under Buhari.
No, let's start from
What did they
Lagos.
bring to the table?
Let's start from Lagos. Aregbe Shola as commissioner in Lagos. Aregbe Shola as
Two-time governor.
two times,
Osun
8
State.
times in Osun State as governor. Minister.
Of Interior.
No, not of Interior, of Public Holiday. That was and they labeled him Baba Hafsa in Osun because he was always paying half salary. So it says Hafsa. Baba
It is
Hafsa.
well. We'll see how things will pan out
They are the ones that want
as
to
we
come and
approach
save
2027.
Nigeria.
General.
They're all the same, just different names. Anyway, let's talk about other trending stories. Plateau killings, Tinubu visits Jos, IGP deploys mobile police. President Bola Tinubu yesterday postponed his scheduled trip to Ikperu, Ogun State, to prioritize a condolence visit to Jos Plateau State over last Sunday's attacks that left at least 27 people dead. The decision comes shortly after President Tinubu met with Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutwang at the Aso Rock Villa, where the governor briefed him on the security situation in the state. Also, the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has ordered the deployment of police mobile force units and other tactical teams to Plateau State. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Nonuga, revealed this in a statement he signed on Wednesday titled President Tinubu postpones Ogun trip, heads to Jos as he begins a 4-state visit. The president will now travel to Jos today to commiserate with the government and people of Plateau State over the recent attacks in the Angwa Rukuba district of Jos North. Ononuga said from Plateau, the president will travel to Lagos to observe Good Friday, and on Saturday, April 4, he will proceed to Ogun State for the inauguration of the Gateway International Cargo Airport and the inauguration of 2 commercial aircraft for the export and import of goods. The president will also inaugurate the new edifice of the Federal Operations Unit of the Nigerian Customs Service and its operational vehicles during the Ogun visit. Okay, we're talking about Plateau. I like the fact that President Tinubu is visiting Jos. It shows this magnanimosity, and it shows that he truly, truly cares about the people of Nigeria. This big feat by Ogun State, they want to open an airport. This is big,
in Ikperu.
and it's an international airport.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Anyways, we must commend Mr. President for being sensitive to the plight of the people of Plateau State. He's postponing his visit to Ogun State and opting for Jos instead of that ceremonial commissioning of the cargo airport in Ogun State, Ikperu to be precise. And what is coming out of Jos is very, very disturbing. And,
I saw another video yesterday.
people are beginning to lose confidence in the ability of their state governor, in the ability of the federal government to secure their lives. And even when the governor was addressing them, it was inside the armored tank. And that's the chief security officer of the state.
No, he started from, I think he started from the armor tank. He later came down, but he didn't stay too long. Why? You can't even show your people that you can't assure them of adequate protection. Why would you go and hide inside an armored tank and then you're addressing them?
So if you are inside the armored tank, where do you expect the people to hide?
If anything happens at all.
And you are the chief security officer. You are hiding. Honestly, well, I don't live in Jos, but I feel their pain. And I hope that common sense will prevail when it is time for them to vote in 2027.
I just hope
if
so.
you have a governor or members of assembly or member of National Assembly that have not performed up to your expectation, then use your votes to take them out of the
next year to do the needful.
And of course, that will take us to what is trending today on our hashtag. We're still staying with Jos. Remember, it was Jos bleeding on Monday, and now Jos equally bled again yesterday. We saw the killing in front of the University of Jos, and I would have expected that security men would have been on ground, going by the volume of what happened in Jos on Sunday. And so it is quite timely that Mr. President is going to visit Jos, of course, and see the situation of things for himself. This is one killing too many for me. And, you know, I do really, really sympathize with the people of Jos. And, of course, it's not a palatable news coming out of Jos.
Ajibola, can this governor, does he understand what security is at all? He lifted the curfew.
He did.
Without providing any other thing. At this time, if it was someone who knew what he was doing, did you see the number of policemen that were around? So it was just for show because the governor was around. So when the governor left,
they all left.
Is it the governor they are protecting? Is it not the people? And they are asking for state police. Is this how he is going to handle the state police in his state?
Honestly, some of these things happening in some part of the country, they are very, very disturbing. And I'll go back to what I raised earlier. Your vote is your power. Your vote is what you can use to secure your future, to secure good governance. So if you feel that you have somebody that is not responsible or alive to his responsibilities, then use your vote. And if you like, collect bread, collect rice. You know, the politicians are already at their game now, and we have seen a couple of them giving people Indomie, spaghetti, people that they have not seen for 12 years. There is a particular man in a particular state, I will not mention names, though. You know, he was somewhere prostrating, begging people that he wants to come back for another time. But Zid know who I'm talking about. And the people of that community, they have said no, he's not coming back because he has not performed to their expectation.
After how many years?
After 12 years.
Please, you should go and sit down.
It is only when it is time for election that they will see him. And after then, they will not see him again.
You should go and sit down. Is he the only one?
He's a VIPO. If you know who I'm talking about, you not tell him to go and sit down.
I can guess.
And I hope that at the end of 2027, Baba will not say, he must be this guy. Because he has not represented Baba well. Baba is in Jos now, or will be on his way to Jos, you know, trying to sympathize with the people of Jos because of the loss of lives and property and the recent development that we have seen there. But this particular man in question, let me not go there. Let me not go there. If I say something now, people will know the man that I'm talking about, but I won't mention his name.
My brother said he hasn't resigned.
He has not?
He hasn't resigned.
He He has not been.
He hasn't resigned.
The governor,
My brother.
Adelabu, he has not. And you know the deadline for steady supply of power is this week.
Is today. No,
Is it
was
today?
yesterday.
It was yesterday.
From April 1st. Yeah.
Okay.
It was yesterday.
We are watching. Peculiar mess. All right, that is what is trending on our X platform today. We do sympathize with the people of Jos, and we hope that the federal government will come to the aid of these people and, of course, give them the confidence to be able to sleep with their two eyes closed. We'll take a very quick break at this moment on the program. When we come back, we'll be looking at the 2027 general elections, of course, identifying challenges prior to the 2027 general election. That will be the conversation after this break. Stay with us.